Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mike. Welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how and why the narcissist cries on camera. Okay, this thought came into my mind. I thought I'd do a video on it. If this content resonates with you or you can relate, please like, smash the thumbs up for me, comment down your thoughts, opinions, and wisdom down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And please subscribe. Thank you. It's much appreciated. I also appreciate you being here. And let's just get into it now. So, why does a narcissist cry in public or for the cameras or just to gain, attention from other people in general? Is to feed their fragile little teeny weeny egos, which goes without saying. It's a need for control, because the narcissist, once they lose control, they snap like a twig, just like they thought you'd snap like a twig when they did whatever they did to you, devaluing you, discarding you, etc. But they never thought that you'd heal. You never thought that it would just rub off your shoulder. Well, maybe not at first, but you found the strength within you to keep going. Hopefully. And sure, there were a bunch of speed bumps, there were some bad days, bad nights, whatever, but at least speaking for myself, I don't think about the narcissist anymore, because what's out of sight is what's out of mind, as the saying goes. Now, getting back on track, when the narcissist loses control, they often become emotional, they often become needy. Perhaps the same things that they claimed that you were, even though they were the ones who were always reliant on you, needing you, seeking out your validation and your time and your everything that you give upon people, empathy, kindness, etc. It all goes to waste with the narcissist. And so what do they have left to show for it? Nothing. They pity play. They cry, or they fake cry even. The type where they just whine incessantly but no tears come out, or they have to force themselves to do it. Those are tears of frustration. Those are tears of a coward. And those are not the tears of a resilient, strong, empathic person, or someone who's able to grow, heal, and introspect. Not someone who's perfect, but just someone who's able to put their, logical thinking over their emotionally driven thinking. But in this day and age, with the internet and social media and what's going on in the world these days, with every aspect of our lives, it's like, it becomes rather solemn for everybody involved, but no more so than for the narcissist. They don't know how to control their emotions. They don't know how to control their feelings, their logical reasoning over their emotional thinking. They're not able to see the forest from the trees, as the saying goes. And so what do? They pity play, as they did with you, smearing other people to you. Yeah, and yet you were on their chopping block further down the road, when they had enough with you, or you had enough with them, or both. Quite often what happens, when you get sick of the narcissist ways, you're still yearning for that love bomb period, but you get so frustrated that you're never going to go back to it. And then they subject you to reactive abuse. They have you, needing, in air quotes, needing their care, their empathy, which they're unable to display to begin with, or feel, let alone that. they're unable to feel just the very basics, as I say, emotional, sympathy, empathy, putting oneself after another person, in other words, putting other people before themselves, being selfless, not selfish. But in our case, like I say before, as I've said in my previous videos, it's not a bad thing to be selfish. It's not selfish to be selfish, because these narcissists who claim that they are emotional, or they put on their fake tears for the internet, and they, want their likes, their comments, their validation of whatever sort from whoever follows them. They're pathetic, sad little followers. Well, perhaps these people are narcissists themselves, or they just believe in the narcissist story, which is often what happens, They're either starstruck, they're love-struck, they're struck in either way. At any rate, they can't see the forest from the trees either, which was what we as empaths had to deal with in the beginning, right? We didn't see the forest from the trees, or if we did, we, blew through some red flags and perhaps blew through some stop signs, reassuring ourselves that, hey, we could be the ones who could change the narcissist if there was anything under the sun, which they didn't want to admit, or they didn't want anyone else to know about. Yet you could pick up on their energy and their vibes, and you could see that their words weren't matching their actions, and perhaps you even tried to deny it to other people around you, maybe a close loved one, family, friend, whoever. And they'd often tell you, hey, this might be a red flag here, and you'd downplay it. But yet you effed around and found out, as they say. So, there's nothing, you can't cry over spilled milk, as that saying goes, I know. But it's all you can do. At least you don't lick your wounds all day. You don't ruminate. You process, or have processed things by now. You are no longer resentful toward the narcissist. You let them wallow in their own sorrow. You just sit back, enjoy your own life without them to ruin it or ruin things on you. Waste your time, your resources, whatever they may be, emotional, financial, etc. The list goes on. They do see something in you, in these sources of supply, whether it's a person, place, or thing. Notwithstanding their phone and these social media outlets wherein they can put on their crying antics for the world to see. And it's just quite pathetic. It is quite pathetic that they can't just, either, post later if they need to about a particular subject that they're upset with, or why can't they just consult with a loved one privately, or an expert, a professional, someone who knows what they're talking about, and someone who, unlike the narcissists, they put other people's needs before themselves. And this is how the narcissist is so needy. They need control, and then when they lose that control, they snap. And that's not your problem. But you need to be out of there, or out of that situation before they implode. Because, It's only a matter of time before they grow worse and worse and worse and worse and more unstable and more unstable. And they could lash out on you in more ways than one. The crying games, the abuse that they dish out, whether it was emotional, financial, mental, verbal, even physical. That's deep and dark in itself, but you need to get away from that toxicity and all others like it out there. The world isn't a perfect bunch of apples, but you gotta sort out the bad ones from the bunch. Okay? Keep your circle small. Open it for those who prove themselves, not through words, but by actions and words. Actions backed up by words, backed up by action, rather. And as I say, the narcissists can't. They just use words to gain sympathy, gain supply, gain control over their victims, whoever and whatever they may be. They cry when they don't get what they want, like a petulant, spoiled little girl or a guy or a little boy, Or they have that little angry meltdown, punching walls, punching things, throwing things like that, acting like a kid. All just to put on a show for whoever they're inconveniencing. So you gotta get out of that toxicity before I wrap up this video. Their problems are not your problems, at least not anymore. Let them have their little meltdown, their little kid meltdown. Because one of these days they're gonna do it in front of the wrong people, or the wrong person, or at the wrong place, or at the wrong time. And it's not gonna end well for them. They might just do something that they can't take back, or they may say something that they can't take back, or other people, other potential sources of supply who could suit their needs for the moment. They're gonna turn these people off. Empaths out there who don't know any better about the narcissist and their cunning little ways. The crying, cunning clown show that they put on for the cameras. So, also, before I close out the video, if the narcissist has any social media, don't even follow. Don't follow them. Block and delete them on every device, every platform that you can think of. Why am I even saying that now? You should know instinctively. Block, delete, and bid them adieu in your head. Because they are lost causes. But that ain't your fault. What you do have control over is what you do with your life now. You can't argue with a brick wall. You can't reason with paint drying, okay? You can't, there are things you don't have control over, and that includes the narcissist and their crying little meltdowns, their childish little meltdowns, their pathetic ones. So that's about all I have to say for today, guys. If you find this video, again, to be relatable, helpful, if it resonates with you, please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you all listening and tuning in and watching. Again, I'm Mike. I bid you adieu, and goodbye.